וישב ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. Take a look in the Rashi, pasuk bet, in the middle. Tali, you have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's read it. Ve'od nidrash bo. Eli, do you have it?
Yeah, I'm opening it up. You can read.
Ve'od nidrash bo. וישב יעקב, ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה, קפץ עליו רוגזו של יוסף. Anybody want to try translate? What's going on? Anybody translate that? ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. What does that mean?
Yaakov wanted to sit
and relax. He wanted to retire.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go to Miami Beach and spend the rest of his life on the ocean. Is that possible? Tali, you know you're muted. Tali.
Yeah, I'm here. There's just people in the
yeah.
background, so I didn't want to leave myself on.
Okay. Oh, okay. What is Rashi telling us? ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה, קפצה עליו רוגזו שלו. What do you mean? Mao bikesh. Okay. Now you can argue. Well, look, he's had so much sorrows of this life. Esav, Lavan. I mean, nonstop. But is there something deeper as to what Yaakov really wanted? What do you mean leishev b'shalva? Maza shalva hazu. So, I'd like to work with you, if I could, on the Brit Ben HaBetarim. If you'll find that, it's in Bereshit Tet Vav, Pasuk Yud Gimel. Everybody
What
have
pasuk?
it?
Hold on.
No problem.
Tetvav Yud Gimel.
Yeah. Vayomer Abraham.
Mhm.
Everybody has it? Anybody not have it? Okay.
Oh, found
There's
it.
a song, Saba.
Is that yes?
Saba, there's a song that we sing at the Seder for this.
What's that?
You know the song? Yado Teda.
To make a song out of this unbelievable. Oh my gosh! Look at this. Before Eli, before you go on Pasuk Yud Bet. Vehine ema chashecha gdola nofelet alav. Avinu was beside himself. What he's going to hear now. Watch what he says. Go with me carefully. You'll see what goes on. Yado ateda ki ger yezaracha be'eretz lo lahem va'avadum ve'inu otam 400 shana. Okay, skip. Kufta zayin. V'tor revi'i yashuv hena. Okay? Who is this Dor Revi'i? Very interesting thing. You see, all Meforshim argue about this. Who is this Dor Revi'i? So Rashi says Dor Revi'i. Rashi says like this. Dor Revi'i, לאחר שגלו מצרים, יהיו שם ג' דורות, והרביעי ישובו חזרה. In other words, you're going to have 4 dorot in Mitzrayim, and the 4th one will ultimately come back. Rashi, Yehuda, Peretz, Chevron, Caleb ben Chetzon. Caleb ben Chetzon was already found in Yeshua. So you see, it was Yehuda who went down to Mitzrayim, right? His son Peretz, his son Chetzon, his son Caleb, and Caleb is found again in the 4th. Is found in Eretz Yisrael. V'dor revi'i yashuvu hena. Okay. If you take a look, Ibn Ezra doesn't like that, and Ibn Ezra uses another one. Ibn Ezra uses Gahat, Amram, Moshe, and his children. His children make it for 4th generation. The Malbim doesn't like any of that because what do you mean? Some people live young, die early. Some people live very long. So no, it means 50 years. A 50-year period is what's going to be there. So it turns out to be, how many years were Bnei Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael? And in Mitzrayim?
210.
210. So what does it say here? So what is this 400 Shana? It's very peculiar. This whole story is a very peculiar story. I tell you 400 years, and it turns out to be 210. So while we start to think for the time that Yitzchak was born. Yitzchak was born in Gerar, which is Plishtim. So that really is not part of Israel. So that's 400 years. It's an extremely, extremely difficult thing to put together. What the whole story is about. So now everybody's on board for the question.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. If I'm telling you, Yador Teda Ki Ger Yelcha Be'eretz Lo Lahem V'Avadum V'Inu Ot 400 shana, never happens 400 years. Oh yeah, well you could start counting from Yitzchak's. V'Dor Revi'i Yavo. What Dor Revi'i? What Dor Revi'i is doing it? So let's look at from a point of view, not what you and I know actually happened, but let's look at it from perspective of Yaakov. Yaakov knows that Yador Teda Ki Ger Yeh Zaracha. So who is the first part of the Ger Yeh Zaracha Be'eretz Lo Lahem? Who is the first one this happens to?
What do you mean?
Well, Abraham is told that your Zerah will be a ger. He'll have to leave his Be'eretz Lo Lahem. He'll have to leave Eretz Yisrael.
Yosef?
No.
Yitzchak.
First one.
Oh,
Well,
Yaakov. Yaakov. Then look at this. It's exactly Yaakov. Look at him. Yador Teda Ki Ger Yeh Zaracha Be'eretz Lo Lahem. He has to go to Haran. V'Avadum V'Inu Otam. If you take a look, he had to go by B'Chorov V'Layla. It was clear. It was cold. It was hot. He was in a terrible situation under Lavan. I mean, we don't even get a sense. To imagine being a shepherd under Lavan for 20 years. So far, who is it? Yaakov. Okay. What are we? And wait. The Dor Revi'i. Who's Dor Revi'i? Yaakov's children. Yosef, Reuven, all the children. So far, it comes out very nice.
You skipped 400 shana.
Now we got a problem. 400 shana. So put the 400 shana in away for one thing, but then let's take a look at one more time, and what he says in Pasuk Yudaled. וגם את הגוי אשר יודען אנוכי, ואחרי כן יצאו ברכוש גדול. Anybody want to explain that? אחרי כן יצאו ברכוש גדול.
Afterwards, they will leave with a lot of
money, gold, silver. ידוע תדע כי גר יזרחה בארץ לא להם. ועבדום, ועינו אותם. You know what? At the end of the 400 years, I'm going to give you a lot of gold and silver. I mean, is this the Brit Tarim? Physically, yes, they'll come out with money, but obviously that's not, I can't tell you that's what it is. What is this whole thing about Va'avadum v'inuotam? And what is this Birchush Gadol? So Birchush Gadol probably is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for the first time, will Yitgaleh, he will show himself. Matan Torah. Bat Hashem says, before I give you Matan Torah, you're going to have to learn to live what it's like to be at the bottom. So you will never do this to anybody else. I cannot give you Matan Torah. I cannot hear Higadlut till you know what it's like to be a slave and terrible thing. Not gold. Of course, you get gold, but that's not the issue. After you've gone through this experience, you will see the Hitgalut HaShrina, Matan Torah, and that will work out. Now, Bikesh Yaakov leishev b'shalva. They don't want to go to retirement. No. The shalva has come. The shalva has come. The only thing it's all here. Ger yezaracha be'eretz lo lahem, that's me. Va'avadum, ve'inu otam. V'dor revi'i yavo, I have my kids ready. The only thing I have is what is 400 years. Well, we know that 400 years never really happened. It was all sorts of things. So I want you, it's an interesting thing. I want you to look at me and go back now. It's a fascinating thing to, where are we here? Yep, I want you to go now here. Take a look, if you would. Pasuk, Perek Lamed Aleph is fascinating. Perek Lamed Aleph, Pasuk Zayin. Everybody have it?
Lamed Aleph. Hold on. I have
What
it. Yeah.
pasuk is it, Zalba?
I'm
Zion.
sorry? Pasuk Zayin. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Avichen tell me v'echlif et maskorati what?
Aseret monim.
Aseret monim. He cheated me 10 times. Is that important? I mean, maybe it should be 9 times, maybe 11 times. Is there a message of the 10 times? Echlif et moni, aseret monim. Some of the 10 times means something. Now, if you don't mind, take a look, and you will see in Perek Lamed Aleph, I'm sorry, Lamed Aleph, no, I'm sorry, Lamed Bet, I'm sorry, Perek Lamed Bet, Mem Aleph, Pasuk Mem Aleph, everybody has it?
Lamed Bet Mem Aleph?
Yes. Ze li 20 shana?
There's no Lamed Bet Mem Aleph.
I'm sorry?
There's no Lamed Bet Mem Aleph.
It's Lamed Aleph, my mistake, Lamed Aleph, I'm sorry.
Aleph?
Lamed Aleph, Perek Lamed Aleph, Pasuk Mem Aleph, my mistake.
I see it.
Everybody have it? Everybody not have it? זה לי 20 שנה ותך עבדתיך 14 שנה ותחלף את משכורתי
Aseret monim.
10 מונים. Why not 9? Why not 11? Everybody so far? So we have it twice. That's the reason why he uses twice 10 monim. You cheated me 10 times. You cheated me 10 times. 10 plus 10 is how much?
20.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
Now look at the pasuk again in Mem Aleph, the one you just read. Read it.
זה
Read it.
20 שנה.
זה לי 20 שנה. 20 times 20?
Times 20 or plus?
20 times
400.
20. You cheated me 20 times for 20 years. How much is that?
400.
400! 400 שנה. ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. This is me. ידעת כי גר יהיה זרעך. I am the first ger of the zera. ועבדום, ועינו אותם. 400 שנה. They cheated me for 20 years, 20 times. That's 400 years. ודור רביעי יבוא. I have my fourth children now. My fourth generation. ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. He wanted to have finally the Matan Torah, the ultimate. I know what it feels like to be enslaved. I know what it feels like. I'm ready for it. What does Rashi say? קפץ עליו ובזו של יוסף. It's amazing. The children were not ready. There was terrible stuff between the children. Could have been. Had there not been Mechirat Yosef and all this other stuff that's going on between the brothers, all this terrible thing, maybe that would have been at that moment Matan Torah. ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. קפץ עליו וגזו של יוסף. And I think the message is that Matan Torah could have been any generation if you don't mess up. So now the facts are because of this, you had to go there. Nowhere does it say in the Brit HaBetarim that you ended up in Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim was the worst place. Does it say Mitzrayim? Ki ger yezracha be'eretz lo lahem. Doesn't say Mitzrayim. How did we end up in Mitzrayim? How did we end up there? Because you sold Yosef into Mitzrayim, and Mitzrayim at the Kamim. Bikesh Yaakov leisheh b'shalva. Could have happened. Kafas alav רגלו של Yosef. So the idea, I think, Vayeshev Yaakov was ready for it, and maybe history would have been such that Matan Torah would have been before. No, you don't have to go to Mitzrayim again. It's how we behave. Kafas alav רגלו של Yosef. So I think the idea of Matan Torah is in a certain respect up to us. When we're ready for it, then we can do it. That's my. That's your phone, yeah.
Thank you, Saba. That's very interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah,